Sigmund Freud, the one of the founding fathers of psychology. You might get some great philosophers, people like P. Manly Hall, a great teacher. You might be exposed to teachers like Jiddu Krishnamurti. He or she might be exposed to great teachers like Sadhguru.
What is research, especially in social
planting trees,
finding out things that your grandmother already knew.
He or she might be exposed to great teachers, spiritual masters, great ones, the finest that ever lived. But from Kileleshwa, and the lady is asking about my 7-year-old kid a smartphone, and she's asking what effect can it have on my little child? Is it good or bad? So that's a very, very good question, especially considering this age where a lot of kids own smartphones, and a lot of parents are going digital and buying smartphone to their kids. So the thing is, the internet can be, or whatever the phone can usually offer, can be positive or negative, but it's more biased, or in most instances the internet lures the kids or this young generation into immoral stuff than positivity. That's a proven and tested a fact. So there's a very big chance when a child is exposed to a mobile phone, or a little youth or a little kid exposed to a mobile phone, especially below 12 years or below 18 years, she or he might be lured into things that will not end up building her or him for a brighter future, or for a future of progress, or she might end up, or he might end up not building himself or herself, but end up in total entertainment and total fun. Just as in, that's how the algorithm of the internet tends to work. So there's a very big chance when you go on TikTok, there's a very, very big chance you might find videos of kind of sexual videos, or videos with some kind of sexualized materials, than going to TikTok and finding learning videos. So especially considering a little kid who has not reached the age of consent, or a teenager like 13, 14, 15, those years, that kid hasn't even discovered what is right in life, or what is worth seeking in life. So whenever she or he enters the internet, she might end up into gaming stuff, into sexual videos. And by the sexual videos, facts have it that the sexual content materials occupy the biggest percentage of the internet. So there's a very, very big chance whenever you are scrolling, you might find a greater or a bigger number of sexual materials than learning materials. So the internet can be a positive or a negative, but to little kids, it will end up it's a bigger chance that a little kid or a teenage will end up into a sexual, or will bump into a sexual material, and it will end up ruining his or her life. So again, it's a double-edged sword. So on one side it can help him, on the other side it can destroy him. On the positive side, the kid might end up finding very, very great teachers online who he or she cannot access in the neighborhood that he or she lives in. So you might not be learned, you as a parent, to inform your kid on the right things to learn, but through the internet, he or she can get a chance of meeting the greatest and the finest teachers all over the world who ever lived, because the internet has videos of great teachers from the 17th century, 18th century, 19th century. Their books, their videos, people like Mahatma Gandhi, People like Malcolm X, people like Martin Luther King Jr., people like Sigmund Freud, the one of the founding fathers of psychology. You might get some great philosophers, people like P. Manly Hall, a great teacher. You might be exposed to teachers like Jiddu Krishnamurti. He or she might be exposed to great teachers like Sadhguru.
What is research, especially in social
planting trees,
Finding out things that your grandmother already knew.
He or she might be exposed to great teachers, spiritual masters, great ones, the finest that ever lived. But it also might expose him or her to very, very destructive materials, like it might lure a teenage into riots, into demonstration. There's a very, very great chance that a kid might be lured into games that are not good and might lead her or him into addictions. So the kid might even be lured into dangerous stuff like pornography, which I've already said occupies the biggest percentage in the internet. Millions of videos are being posted, sexual materials, daily. So there's a very big chance that he or she might be exposed to one of those billions that are on the internet. So when she's exposed to such materials, she might end up being over-sexualized before her age, or before her maturity, or before the age of discerning, or the age of choice, making the right choice. And she might end up into masturbation, into early pregnancy. She might end up into sexual, what can I call this? Into sexual immorality due to this pornography videos, these nude photos. These a lot of youths are posting on the internet, and by the way, even in TikTok, these ladies or these young teenagers. The algorithm or how the internet works, it tends to popularize sexual materials. So there's a very, very big chance if a lady posts a picture with a bra, the picture might go viral than when a lady posts a video of her teaching or giving advice. So you see, these teenagers might because they are not fully or completely matured, they might end up being tricked or being lured by the algorithm of the internet to posting sexual stuff so that they can get the likes, the followers, the views. And by the that's my take. It can be a positive or a negative, but there's a very big chance the internet might lead a young youth or a teenager or a young kid into immoral and terrible stuff that we do not want to mention here. Very, very terrible stuff. So until next time, hope the message is clear. The internet can be positive or negative, but there's a very, very big chance that the urge for fun might lead a little kid into dangerous fun, or fun that might deteriorate morals, or fun that might create new addictions, or fun that might end up destroying the levity or the life of the youth or the teenager or the young child. So until next time, I'm out.